Every system said safe, so why were they already dead? No leak, no alarm, no warning. Just a sound. Deep, slow, wrong. And the moment it echoed through the hull, everyone froze. Because submarines don't fail silently. But this one did, and that was the problem. The gauges didn't move. Pressure stable, course steady. Engines normal. Perfect. Too perfect. Because inside the metal, something didn't match. A feeling, a vibration. A tiny shift no screen could show. And no one could prove it. Not yet. At first they ignored it. They had to. Submarines are full of noise. Metal flexes, water presses, engines hum. You learn to live with it. But this sound didn't belong. And it didn't go away. Crack. Pause. Crack. Not loud, but precise. Almost controlled. Like something was adjusting itself. Or failing, slowly. And that's when the first doubt crept in. They checked everything. Twice. 3 times. Nothing. No faults. No alerts. Which made it worse. Because if nothing is wrong, then what are you hearing? They kept descending. Because stopping meant admitting something was off. And there was no proof. Only instinct. And instinct doesn't outrank data. So they trusted the system. And went deeper. The ocean doesn't negotiate. Every meter down, the pressure builds. Relentless. Invisible. Unforgiving. Crushing inward from every direction. Testing every inch of steel. Every weld. Every decision. 100 meters. The hull tightened. You could feel it in your chest. Not painful. Just heavy. Like the air itself was watching you. 200 meters. The vibration returned. Stronger now. Subtle, but spreading. A cup trembled on a surface. A bolt hummed. Small things. Easy to dismiss, but not impossible to notice. Crack. Closer this time. Someone looked up. No one spoke. Because saying it out loud would make it real. And no one wanted that. They paused the descent. Just for a moment. Systems checked again. Still perfect. Still safe. Still lying. But they didn't know that yet. Here's what they didn't see. Not outside, not inside, but within the metal itself. A flaw. Microscopic. Invisible. Harmless at first. A weld that wasn't perfect. Not weak enough to fail immediately. Not flawed enough to trigger tests. Just slightly off. And under pressure, slightly off becomes everything. At shallow depths, it held. At mid-depths, it strained. At deeper levels, it started to shift. Not break. Not yet. Just move. And every movement changed the balance. Stress moved. Pressure redirected. Force concentrated from one point to another. The submarine wasn't failing all at once. It was failing in pieces. Quietly. Slowly. And no one could see where it was going next. Inside, they only heard it. Crack. Pause. Crack. And every time, it felt closer. They made the call. Continued descent. Because everything said it was fine. And when everything says fine, you believe it. Even when you shouldn't. 300 meters. Now, the hull was alive. Groaning. Breathing. Flexing under pressure. And everyone felt it, even if no one said it. Another crack. Sharper. Faster. No longer distant. Now it was inside the room. Someone finally spoke. Quiet. Uncertain. But enough to shift the mood. Because now, it wasn't just in their heads. They held depth. Watched. Waited. Hoping the sound would stop. It didn't. Because the flaw was growing. Not outward. Inward. Deep within the structure. Where no inspection could reach. Where no sensor could detect it. And with every second, it spread. Tiny fractures forming. Connecting. Building towards something larger. Something unstoppable. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. And that was the most dangerous part. Because silence creates confidence. And confidence leads to bad decisions. They went deeper. Just a little more. Just enough to complete the test. Just enough to prove everything was fine. 400 meters. The pressure outside was crushing. Thousands of tons pressing inward. Constant. Merciless. And the submarine resisted. Barely. Inside the hull, the flaw reached something critical. A joint. Designed to distribute pressure evenly. But now, pressure wasn't even anymore. It was focused, concentrated, like a needle pushing through steel. Crack, louder now. No one ignored it. No one could. Because now, it sounded final, but the system still said green, still stable, still safe. And that contradiction, that delay, that hesitation, was everything. Because down here, time is the one thing you don't have. The joint shifted. Just slightly, barely visible, but enough. Because the moment it moved, everything changed. Instantly, violently, irreversibly, the load redistributed, stress spiked, weak points multiplied, and the entire structure lost balance. Inside, there was no alarm yet, no flashing lights, no panic, just tension. A silence before something worse. Then, a sound no one forgets. Not a crack, not a snap. Something deeper, something final. The hull didn't break. It collapsed, inward, faster than thought, faster than reaction, faster than fear. One moment, structure. The next, gone. Water didn't leak in. It detonated inward, with impossible force, crushing everything instantly, compressing air, erasing space, erasing time. No escape, no signal, no second chance. Because at that depth, failure isn't gradual, it's absolute. And the worst part, it didn't start there. It started earlier, much earlier, with that one flaw, that one imperfect weld, that one tiny weakness, hidden, ignored, undetectable. And every decision after that made it inevitable. Going deeper, trusting the system, ignoring the sound. Each step felt right. Each step made sense. Each step sealed the outcome. Because disasters like this don't begin with the final moment. They begin with small things, quiet things, things no one notices. And here's the truth no one wants to accept. The submarine didn't fail suddenly. It was failing the entire time. They just couldn't see it. Because when systems say safe, humans stop questioning. And when humans stop questioning, they stop surviving. Somewhere in the ocean, there are wrecks that never called for help, never sent a warning, never had time. Because the moment they realized was the same moment it ended, and that sound they heard, it wasn't random, it wasn't harmless, it wasn't ignorable. It was the system, trying to tell them the truth. But they trusted the data instead, and by the time reality proved them wrong, there was nothing left to save. So the real question isn't, why did the submarine fail? It's this. How many other systems right now look perfectly safe, sound completely normal, and are already breaking, from the inside